been dealing with RSD pain almost my entire life, for as long as I can remember. I remember kind of back to about 8 years old whenever it first started, and I really just noticed that something didn't feel right. I felt an achiness deep in my legs. And as I got older, it got worse. By the time I was about 16 years old, I didn't want anybody to touch me. I felt like I was on fire. The way that I described it was having 1,000 jaws inside of my legs, gnawing at my legs from the inside out, constantly. And I went to several doctors. I did everything that I could think of. I did ketamine treatments and just several tests over and over again, and nothing worked. Nothing seemed to help at all. If anything, it made it worse.
And we went through at least 8 to 10 years of going to different doctors, trying to find out what was going on with her. Several of them would say, you know, it's all in her head, there's nothing wrong with her, you know, because you couldn't physically look at her and see if something was wrong. And we kept insisting, no, you know, my daughter feels like, you know, she's on fire, her legs are hurting, she aches everywhere, you can't touch her. And we eventually came with a diagnosis of RSD, and we ended up going to have ketamine treatments. She had a process of having 2 ketamine treatments. The first one lasted approximately about 3 to 4 months, and then we went back for a second one and had absolutely no response with the second one. And we were just I thought that's the way she was going to have to live her life, that she wasn't going to have much of a life. It was just pain.
Ever since I can remember, from the time Melanie was young, she's been in pain. At first, like my wife said, we kind of dismissed it in the beginning, and then as she got older, it got more prominent, more pronounced, and we started going to doctors, and every doctor we went to was a dead end. Most doctors couldn't tell you what was wrong, or if they thought they knew what was wrong, they would either send you to another doctor or try to prescribe some medication or something of the sort, and none of it worked. And you know, like we said, we pretty much exhausted all of our options as far as doctors go, and we sort of just met a dead end with treatment.
So you didn't feel that there was any hope left?
It was frustrating because I was always hoping, well, the next doctor that we go to, he'll have the answer, or he'll know someone that does have the answer. And what was the most frustrating for me is seeing my daughter in pain, and me not being able to, as a father, to do anything about it. And I watched my wife suffer right along with her, and that hurt me also. So yeah, it was like everywhere we went was a dead end, and I didn't really think there was any hope for it.
And well, you can tell the people out there, how do you feel about NDPS treatment?
Well, at first, to be honest with you, I was skeptical. My daughter found out about it, you know, through a friend of hers, and she found out what you were doing down here, and my wife explained it to me, and I was very skeptical in the beginning. I was very skeptical, to be honest with you, and but after it was over and we got back home and settled down, I could almost immediately see a change in Melanie, and it was pretty amazing to me because it was like all of my skepticism, you know, just kind of went out the window. And that's one of the biggest things I can say is I was skeptical, but I'm a believer now.
And then finally somebody told me about Dr. Nick and what he's what he's been doing. And we decided to take a leap of faith and come here. And my life has changed ever since. I've just had amazing results. Pain is a distant memory. I don't even think about my life before I came here. It seems like it never really even happened.
I just cannot be more happier. My daughter has a life. She has a future. And we just, we're excited. She's excited about living now.
And I know that it's been over a year now, right?
Yeah, it's been over a year. Over a year since her first time being here.
And were you amazed by it?
We were amazed. We were just amazed, you know, because in first session we were like, hey, how did it go? And then by the time she got to the end of the sessions, you could already see a difference in her.
Right.
And you know, by that time I was home and she was calling me and telling me that you could see a difference. We live in Jacksonville. The drive down here to Miami, we had to stop repeatedly because she could not sit for a long period of time. On the way home, it didn't bother her anymore.
Right. Well, so would you recommend NBBS treatment to other people out there? You know, people are very skeptical out there, right? Because it's too good to be true. And you know what they say about RSD, right? It's not curable. Right. But now you know that's not true at all.
I would say definitely. You know, it's hard to think that something unconventional could have such a wonderful results. And I would without a doubt recommend it to anybody that would ask.
So you would recommend Neuro-Brain Programming System to anyone out there?
Yes, definitely.
And especially RSD people, right?
Especially RSD, fibromyalgia. You know, because we had people going back and forth with her diagnosis. It's just made us a total turnaround in her life, in our life, actually.
And what would you say to the people out there, especially in the RSD community? What's your message to them? And I know as a mother, you're speaking from your heart. What would you tell those people with RSD out there?
The hardest thing being a mother is to sit there and watch your child in pain, and you can't do anything at all to stop the pain. Sometimes it takes a leap of faith to do something that you're just not, you know, your doctors aren't sure about, or that doctor says no, or what, you know. Sometimes you have to really just take a leap of faith, trust, and the results will be amazing. You would be absolutely just thrilled. I'm so delighted to see my daughter laugh, to know that she has a future. And you know, my husband and I, we just cannot believe how wonderful this past year has been for her.
Right. And just to recap, in the year that passed, she graduated, right?
She has graduated high school. She has went on to college. She has passed through college, technical school, and has had a job. She's recently got engaged, and she is planning her future.